TV Musings time with a fall TV preview, which is more like a review of Forever. Forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. I think that's a Tribe Called Quest song. Anyway, hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm excited to chat about the new show Forever in Canada. Here it's airing on CTV. It's an ABC show and it premiered on Monday, September 22nd, 2014. And then the second episode aired on Tuesday, so that was really quick. I've seen the first episode and part of the second episode, but I'm only going to be talking about the first episode here. So if you're unfamiliar with the show, the premise is that there's a 200-plus-year-old medical examiner in New York, and he has a one trusted confidant. And sort of what I knew going in was I thought it was an immortal medical examiner played by Ioan Gruffudd. Hope I'm getting that right. I looked it up. I'll leave links below, both for him talking about his name and also a great site that has pronunciation that, ironically, I can't pronounce the name of the site. But anyway, I think it's important. I think it's important to know how to say people's names, so I hope I did Ioan Gruffudd right. Yay! Because, for me, the draw to the show was Ioan. Honestly, it really was. If you're unfamiliar with him, which you probably know him, he was in the Fantastic Four movies. He played, is it Mr. Fantastic? The guy with stretchy arms. But for me, I know him as playing Lancelot in the 2004 King Arthur, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. All time. I love all of the actors in it, and I follow all of their work. So I've been watching. He was on Ringer. Which and a couple other things, but it's just sort of not always been things that were well received or did well or whatever. Anyway, so I was thrilled to see that he was leading a show because he's a fabulous actor and can totally take on a lead role, and he totally did. For me, he was such a it created such a great character or portrayed such a great character, and the show has just got a lot of heart. And one of the other big actors in this, obviously, is Judd Hirsch, who plays his confidant, Abe, the one person who knows his secret. And I really, really, really enjoyed this episode, or this series so far. Like, it's weird because it's slightly different than I expected because his character, Dr. Henry Morgan, which sounds familiar. Is that referencing something? I feel like it's referencing something. Like, he doesn't know why he is the way he is. He knows when it started, but not why he is. And he actually does. He doesn't die, but it looks like he goes through some kind of process if he or someone else does something to him that kills him, but then he is returned. He comes back in water and naked. So that, of course, adds for some comic relief. The show does definitely have some comic relief, but it isn't campy, but it has some relief. It's not all heavy. And that's actually one thing I wasn't sure about the show. He's a medical examiner. Is this going to be a procedural? Is this just be solving crime? Stuff like that. And so far, it's a little hard. I can't quite tell. I think, like, the first episode, they did have a detective come in, and he worked with her on this one crime, and she's in the second episode too. So there are elements of that, but I think there's also the element of him trying to figure out why he is the way he is, and that's why he's currently a medical examiner. He's trying to, he feels the different death processes, and so he's learning about that. And then they also introduced another sort of possible long-term mystery element as well. So that heads up to a lot of things going on, and I just really loved it. It's so funny because I can say all that, I can say that's what it's about, but then thematically I'd have to say what it's about is it's about living, not simply being alive, but living, and how that is different, and how he's sort of, because he's gone through so much and lived so long, he kind of is just being alive by default, and so he has a different personality with that, like what he might be more honest or riskier, but it's kind of this weird fearless thing because it's not actually risky because he knows he won't die, like forever die. So, you know, and does he want to do that? Does he want to be done with his lifetime? Like, that's not clear. You know, it's clear that he's curious and he's searching, but if he found, you know, a way to actually die forever, would he use it? We don't know that. So there's also all of these little things that they thread in the episode that you don't like, that make sense and you don't question, but you don't know the answer to either. Like, for example, Judd Hirsch always drives, and so Abe always drives him around. He doesn't drive. Why doesn't he drive? You figure after 200 years get around to learning how to drive. So there's a story there, and there's a story there that I'm sure one day we'll find out about. Because I know one of my concerns about a show that's like this is that there also might be lots of flashbacks. Not that I'm against flashbacks, I just don't like shows that rely too heavily on flashbacks. And we did get flashbacks, but I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them a lot. They fleshed out his character. Stylistically, they were very gorgeous, and they were very telling. So I thought that was fine. It was absolutely fine. My cat wants to be right here. So yeah, anyway, so I enjoyed almost everything about the show. I think for me the highlight was actually the relationship between Henry and Abe, for sure. Like, it's done very well, and I really believed it. There was a lot of heart there, and I think because the actors are so strong, it reads so well, because that was just really, honestly, there's something really special there. So I enjoyed that. The you know, the mystery elements of the crime and stuff like that, you know, they were interesting too, but I'm not the hugest. I'm not like, if this ends up just being a procedural, you know, I probably, you know, it's just not of interest to me. But I'm not making, I guess I am making judgment, making judgment for my enjoyment. I just don't tend to enjoy procedurals. I don't have anything against them conceptually or anything like that. But it looks like there's going to definitely be more to it, and then thematically there is definitely more to it. What else do we have here? So yeah, my concerns are that there'd be a procedural, too many flashbacks. I don't think that's the case. One concern I did have, and I've noticed this as a trend in a couple of shows, is that we have a female detective. We have Detective Jo Martinez, played by Alana de la Garza, who is actually quite good. And again, her, like, the interactions she has with Henry are very good and different, and I enjoyed them, and different from like other shows like this. But what I didn't like is that it's like she's the detective, but you know, he seems to have all the insight on how to solve the crime. So that kind of, I remember that happening in Taxi Brooklyn. Not totally, but it was like a female detective, but then like the taxi driver figured it out. And then I don't know, I don't watch Castle, but I wonder if it's the same, because it's the same format. Don't you jump on that. No, no, no. No, no, no. Of course, I record this at a time that he feels like just like running around the whole place. Anyway, so, but the thing is, I'm not super concerned about that kind of stuff, because at the heart of the show, it really seems to be about people, understanding people, you know, living those themes over the sort of like, you know, gross you out with medical examiner stuff, or, you know, just try and solve this crime. It's more about understanding the people, not just the crime. So I really, really enjoyed that. So I just feel like it's got a lot of heart, and the potential for that, you know, really works for me. And I was like, there was one other person on the show that I enjoyed. Oh yeah, Joel David Moore, who plays Lucas Wan. He plays Henry's like assistant in the medical examiner department or whatever. And he's quite funny. Like, it's clear that they've worked together for years, but he doesn't know anything about Henry, and Henry just really tries to distance himself from people. But he's not incapable of connecting with people. In fact, it might look more like he is more likely to overconnect, you know, and be affected emotionally by people. So therefore, he doesn't want to engage. So that's a bit of a different story too, is just the inability. I definitely felt like there were it reminded me a little bit of Elementary. You know, you have a very knowledgeable, you know, male character that's eccentric, you know, but really can figure things out. But there definitely were a lot of differences, and that being said, I do watch Elementary, even though I just said I don't watch procedurals. I actually do watch Elementary because I like it. The acting's good. We're all allowed to like what we like. You know, you don't have to like say no to everything of one genre. I think it's fun to dabble in all different ones. Why not? Anyway, I'll definitely keep watching. As I said, I already started watching the second episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it. And so far, it's the first of the new shows I've watched. I hope to do these little vlogs for several more shows. I'm hoping to catch Scorpion and Gotham, and I think those are the ones this week that are new for me that I am checking into. Oh, Blackish, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, looks fun. Anyway, I'll leave links below for my online viewing in Canada guide. Forever is available to watch over at the CTV site. At least the first episode is up, and I hope the second episode will be up soon because that's how I'll be watching it. All right, let me know. Did you watch Forever? Are you interested in the show? Or if you are watching, are you going to keep watching? And what else are you looking forward to this season? Okay, thanks for watching.